Demons have always been a central part of many religious belief systems, which is interesting because as far as the Abrahamic religions go, the authors of the text aren't that keen to shed that much light on them. Indeed, demons as we might know them today are few and far between in these religious narratives, and though they do appear, whether as false gods, fallen angels, or simply cast into pigs and subsequently drowned, they are never specifically named. Perhaps this is intentional. The authors wished to make readers aware of their existence, but didn't want to create any potential appeal around them that might draw people to investigate and seek them out on their own. Perhaps you might say the original authors didn't know that much about them either, other than that they were indisputably evil.
But the intrigue of such creatures was equally undeniable. We only need to look at 15th century texts like Pseudomonarchia Daemonum by Dutch physician Johann Weyer to understand that audiences as early as the Middle Ages were more than just curious about demonology. Such works not only provided details on who these demons were, but more so what these demons could do for a person should they have taken the risk to summon them forth. Fast forward 200 years or so and we would see the creation of the Lesser Key of Solomon, also known as Ars Goetia, a work surely inspired by the likes of Johann Weyer by adapting not only his descriptions but also giving them imagery. Among these spirits is one who appears not so much as an insidious monster, but something a bit more tame, at least according to one classification. In others, he is a stranger, more obscure character, whose true form is still up for some debate. He is called Gusion, and like all Goetic spirits, his presence reminds us of the razor-thin boundary between revelation and ruin, between man and demon. According to Ars Goetia, Gusion is a great duke of hell and rules over 40 legions of demons. Now, to put this into some perspective, Gusion is the second great duke we've seen thus far on our journey through this ancient grimoire, the first being Barbatos. Whilst Barbatos has his own realm of influence, being a spirit that can grant humans the ability to talk to animals, and even considered by some to be something of a fallen angel, specifically one of the virtues, he only controls 30 legions. Gusion, by comparison, controls 40, making him one of the more influential demons we've come across thus far, being beaten only by the likes of Baal and Paimon, the more principal entities within this classification. Interestingly, the rank of Great Duke isn't the only characteristic that Gusion and Barbatos share, but actually they do have some experiential overlap when it comes to their powers and services and the abilities they offer the would-be summoner. Ars Goetia reads, Gusion telleth all things past, present, and to come, and showeth the meaning and resolution of all questions thou mayest ask. He concilieth and reconcilieth friendships, and giveth honour and dignity unto any. Indeed, Barbatos also possesses the very same abilities, being able to see the past, present, and future, and also mending damaged relationships between friends. So by this understanding, if you were seeking to learn of events pertaining to the past, present, or the future, a summoner might find it helpful to invoke Gusion, and thereafter quiz him on whatever it was they were trying to understand. The greater reasoning for summoning him though would likely be his ability to reconcile friendships. Perhaps you might be longing to reconnect with an old friend, but don't have the heart to make the first move. Or maybe you wronged someone and were trying to seek forgiveness. Maybe someone wronged you, and though you might be wroth with said person, you still miss the friendship, but can't find a way to rekindle it. Going by Ars Goetia, conferring with Gusion would be your best bet, who seems to specialise in these endeavours. We also see the same abilities adopted by the seventh spirit Ammon, who telleth all things past and to come. He procureth feuds, and reconcilieth controversies between friends. The final part of Gusion's attributes is unique to him though. The text tells us that he giveth honour and dignity. Whilst harder to interpret, one might say it reads literally, that Gusion is able to bestow some level of prestige onto a person who might not have otherwise had it.
As always, when we consult other classifications such as Johann Weyer's Pseudomonarchia Daemonum or Colin de Plancy's Dictionnaire Infernal, we find either some slight differences or some key additions. Whilst Weyer's account lines up virtually word for word with the Goetia account, de Plancy's Dictionnaire Infernal is entirely congruent.
Johann Weyer tells us, "The 11th spirit in order is a great and strong duke. He appeareth like a Xenophilus. He telleth all things past, present, and to come, and showeth the meaning and resolution of all questions thou mayest ask. He concilieth and reconcilieth friendships, and giveth honour and dignity unto any. He ruleth over 40 legions of spirits." Meanwhile, Colin de Plancy tells us, "Gusion, Grand Duke in the underworld, he appears in the form of a camel. He answers about the present, the past, and the future, and reveals hidden things. He increases dignities and strengthens honours. He commands 45 legions." When I first started putting this episode together, I consulted author Arundel Overman's translation of the Goetia, which includes illustrations of each of the demons. In the Gusion section, I was surprised to find that the demon is not depicted as a baboon, as commonly seen online, but in fact as a camel. At first, I considered this to be an error on behalf of the author, but now I realise that Overman was likely referring here to de Plancy's classification, which seems to be the only classification that actually details Gusion's appearance at all. Indeed, Weyer makes no reference to Gusion's physical form, except for referring to him as Xenophilus. I wasn't able to find an adequate explanation as to what this meant in relation to the demon. Some ideas suggest that Xenophilus was merely a mistranslation, and that the original description may have meant Cynocephalus, a dog-headed creature or a creature bearing a resemblance to a dog. According to author Lon Milo Duquette, in his edition of Aleister Crowley's Illustrated Goetia, Gusion is described as a blue-headed or strange-headed creature, though little else is shared regarding his appearance. It's entirely possible that the demon may have had a dichotomous image, one that was a camel and the other of a more ambiguous and animalistic appearance. Xenophilus in this context might also be related to xenophilia, from the Greek word xenos, meaning stranger, unknown, or foreign. With Crowley's Illustrated Goetia describing Gusion as strange-headed, it's entirely possible that the original intention behind Gusion's design was to depict an entity so unusual and out of the ordinary that it would automatically be associated, regardless of who beheld it, as a being from some distant foreign land. As always guys, if you've enjoyed today's entry on Ars Goetia, then don't forget to leave this video a like and subscribe for more content just like this. Until next time.